I gotta be honest, folks. I don't really know how this is even possible. And this is a video that when I was scripting it, I was getting angry as I went on and on. This is Dolphins Today. I am Nic Rohloff. And before we move on, you want the Dolphins to beat the Chargers? Subscribe to the channel. We'll be live on Sunday. Get the good vibes flowing. I know some Dolphins fans probably want them to lose so we can get a better draft pick and Mike McDaniel and Chris will get fired sooner. But I don't really want to lose to Justin Herbert and the Chargers, so I'll still be rooting for a win. Subscribe if you're with me and join me for more content every single day. But what we're going to be talking about is the snap percentage of some of these defensive players and how embarrassing the run defense is for the Miami Dolphins. I tweeted it during the game yesterday against Carolina. I filmed this during my live show. I know this is going out Tuesday morning. But either way, it was embarrassing. It is the worst run defense in the NFL. It might be the worst run defense in NFL history. I guess time will only tell throughout the course of the 17-game season. But through the first 5 weeks of the year, the Dolphins either rank dead last or second to last in every single rush statistic. Rushing yards per game, they allow the most, 174.2. Rushing yards per play, 5.6. Somehow, the Chicago Bears are worse. They give up 6.1 yards per play against the run. Don't understand that. But EPA on a rush, 32nd. Rushing yards per attempt, or over attempt, I should say. Rushing yards over expected per attempt, 1.52 yards, 31st. And then this is the one that really gets me the most. Yards before contact, before attempt. It is 32nd. It is dead last. Like, what does that tell you? It means this defensive line is getting blown off of the line of scrimmage, and these runners are not being touched until they're almost already into the second level. Like, I'm not kidding when I say this. Like, you almost have to try to be this bad. Like, you have to go into each snap in each game saying, we are going to allow them to run the football this much. Like, it's embarrassing. Like, I hate to use that word over and over again, but unless you guys have a different word they'd like me to use, I'm going to keep on using it. You let Rico effing Dowdle run for 206 yards. The guy averaged 2.7 yards per carry from weeks 1 to week 4 this season. But then, Dolphins on the schedule week 5. 206, averaging 9 yards per carry. Like, look at this run chart by Rico Dowdle, man. He had 206 yards, and 105 of them were over expected, which I don't know what's worse. The fact that he was expected to get 101 yards, which would have still been about 5 yards per carry, or the fact that he had 105 yards over expected. And also, by the way, do you notice anything on this run chart? They were abusing the left side of our defensive line. So they ran behind their right guard, right tackle consistently, but it was running behind or to our left guard and our lefty tackle and left edge rusher. Fun fact on who plays those positions: it's Bradley Chubb and it's Kenneth Grant. Usually they line up on the left side of the defense if you're looking at it from behind our defense, lining up on the right guard, right tackle if you're looking at it behind the Panthers offense. But when you watch the film, you watch the tape, there's one thing that never lies, folks. It's the film. Men lie, women lie. Film never lies. When you watch it, you see the same things over and over and over. Poor tackling. I mean, listen, I get it. This Dolphins defense sucks. You're trying to make a game-changing play and force a fumble. But half of these guys on run plays are just standing on the side punching at the ball. They're not even trying to tackle him. If everybody's punching at the ball, who's tackling? No one. Poor effort, poor tackling. The defensive linemen aren't getting off blocks. Are they just not caring? Are they not giving effort? Kind of looks like that. Looks like a defeated group. Like Sealer's not getting off blocks. Freaking these rookies aren't getting off blocks. The veterans aren't. And then you'll see some players in the same gap. Like, there is no technique. There is no common occurrence. Like, you are just seeing selfish football on the defensive line for Miami. And the selfish play of this defense in front seven is allowing each other to be gashed. They're all playing for themselves right now. They're not playing for the team. See with the tackling, the effort, and even some of the play designs defensively for Miami. Is it coaching or is it the players going off script? More likely than not, it's actually the coaching when it comes to this third point that I'm trying to make. So like Anthony Weaver, what are we doing, man? What are we doing? Can't tell. I'm pretty fired up. How mad are you about the run defense in Miami right now? It's hard for me to fathom right now, dude. It really is. Scale 1 to 10 for me down in the comment section. I want to hear your thoughts. But I also want to share this quote Mike McDaniel had following the game against the Panthers about the run defense. And we shared a little excerpt of it on Monday morning, but I want to show the full thing here. He said schematically and from a technique perspective, we have to get guys playing on the same page. Goes to the exact point I just made. You don't give up that many line of scrimmage yards unless you're uncoordinated in certain ways that I need to make sure that guys don't fray and try to handle it themselves. Exactly what I just said. We collectively need to build a wall. If play calls need to change for that to occur, then play calls need to change. It just can't continue to go on like this, and it's already gone on too long. So we'll get back to the drawing board. And listen, I said a lot of what Mike McDaniel said, and that was really me before even seeing his quote. I obviously read the quote before we put it in the video, but when you watch the film, that is your exact thought. So Mike McDaniel's not wrong there. He is correct in that assumption, in that assessment. But the point is, you have a coach in Anthony Weaver who did really well last season. So, how can it go from that to this, right? The defense last year was top half. Really, it was top half in the NFL across the board. The only things they struggled in was takeaways and sacks. Everything else was money. So, how did it get so bad? Is it really the coaching, or is it the players? Or is it the use of the players? Because the effort and the use of the personnel that I've been seeing has been borderline, incomprehensible. Which I'm shocked I was able to say that word correctly. That was a good hand on the back on my end. Everyone clap up at home. But you look at the defensive line rotation in this game against Carolina. Zach Sealer obviously is going to lead the way in snaps. But then you just see a cluster of 4 guys. Grant playing 30, Butler 29, Phillips 23, and Emilio Jones 20. And I'll be honest, you could go back to last week when I made a video about major changes coming to the defense. I pined. I asked for more Matthew Butler snaps because he was one of the highest graded defensive players for the Dolphins through 4 weeks, yet was only playing, about 10, 15% of the snaps? So I wanted to see that uptick that we saw this week where he was on the field for 29 of the 70 defensive plays. But the part that I wanted to focus on with those snap lists, why is Jordan Phillips only playing 23 snaps? He has been your best run stopper on the defensive line. He is your best nose tackle. Why is he only playing 23 snaps when you couldn't stop a nosebleed? You can't keep on playing Kenneth Grant 30-plus snaps. Kenneth Grant has been getting 50% or more of the snaps. It's been more. He's been the second most played defensive lineman. I get it. It was your first-round pick, and you can't bench him this early. But when he is the worst defensive lineman in football, you can't do it. And it goes back to our conversations about Jonah Savinaya as well. Your first-round pick, Kenneth Grant, is the worst-rated defensive lineman in the entire NFL, and your second-round pick, Jonah Savinaya, is the worst-rated offensive guard in football. You absolutely swung and missed in the draft to this point. And it's, by the way, a draft that Chris Grier needed to nail. The only way he saved his job is if he nailed the draft, nailed the cheap free agent signings. The Dolphins made the playoffs. And guess what he did? He whiffed on the draft picks to this point. He whiffed on the free agent signings. James Daniels in particular. Nick Westbrook-Keeney has done nothing, even though I thought he was going to provide a lot of nice things. He hasn't done anything. And he is firmly on his way out of the Dolphins organization, which you have to hope is sooner rather than later. We are sponsored by Ethos. I am glad they are returning to the show. Have you or a friend experienced loss, which has you thinking about how to secure your family's financial future? With life insurance through Ethos, your family is protected. Life insurance is a perfect way to make sure you're covered. Right now, you can get a free quote at ethos.com/NFL Daily. Ethos is an online platform that makes getting life insurance fast and easy to protect your family's future in minutes, not months. There is no complicated process, and it's 100% online. No medical exam required. You just answer a few health questions. Some policies, as low as $2 a day, billed monthly. As of March of 2025, Business Insider named Ethos the #1 no medical exam instant life insurance provider. So protect your family with life insurance from Ethos. Get your free quote at ethos.com/NFL Daily. That is ethos.com/NFL Daily. Application times may vary. Rates may vary. Links in the description and comments of today's video. Like I mentioned it a second ago, we need to see more of Jordan Phillips. Like, if you want to mix in Matthew Butler more, which I advocated for, sure, let's do it. But we can't keep on playing Kenneth Grant and Matthew Butler more than Jordan Phillips. That should not be allowed. And it's been interesting to watch Phillips' snap count throughout the season. Week 1, he played in 33 out of 73 snaps. Decent rotation, especially with Benito Jones being hurt. Benito Jones misses 2 weeks of football, week 2 and week 3. He plays in 40 out of 60 and 30 out of 60. So plays in 67% of the snaps and 50% of the snaps. And Phillips provides you with a couple nice things. But then for whatever reason, over the last 2 weeks, he has not played at all. Like, look at his difference of the first 3 weeks to the last 2 weeks. In weeks 1 through 3, he played in 53.3% of the snaps. The last 2 weeks, 29.3%. Like, why on earth can you even try to justify his snap percentage decreasing by 24% based off what you have seen this season? You can't explain it because Jordan Phillips actually has the second best stop percentage on the Dolphins this season against the run at 8.6%. Is it elite? No, but it's second best on the team. And are the grades for him elite to where you're like, holy crap, we have an elite nose tackle and defensive lineman on our hand? No. But I'll go back to this once again. He is better than what you have had. He has been better than Grant, better than Butler, better than Benito Jones, better than Sealer. How about you play your best run stopper? And that's why I'm saying, how is this possible? The Dolphins have the worst run defense in the NFL and maybe in NFL history, and yet you failed to play your best run stopper on the interior defensive line. Like, are you dumb or are you stupid? Which one is it? I don't get it. I'll wait for the answer. But also, they are playing Chop Robinson, who was your best defender from weeks 8 to week 18 last season as a rookie. You simply aren't playing Chop. You look at the edge snap percentage through 5 games of the season. And I know Chop got banged up at the end of week 2, which may have limited his snap count on a short week in week 3 against Buffalo. But you cannot explain to me with a reasonable explanation on why he is just playing in 38.6% of the defensive snaps this season. Meanwhile, Jalen Phillips and Bradley Chubb are playing in 68 and 66% of the snaps. And the one that irks me the most is Bradley Chubb. Jalen Phillips has been your best edge rusher. He has the highest pressure rate, and he knows how to set the edge in the run game. But why on earth is there a 28% snap percent discrepancy between Bradley Chubb and Chop Robinson? I have no other way to put it than the word shadow ban. What did Chop Robinson do to Anthony Weaver and this coaching staff? Did he fuck all their wives? Like, seriously, is that what happened? Because him playing in 38% of the snaps is an absolute joke. It's an absolute joke. How is that possible? Like, you can make the argument last season. All right, Chop couldn't stop the run. Couldn't do it. Didn't know how to set the edge as a rookie. Didn't want to play him unless it was an obvious passing down situation. Fine, cool, whatever. But he's going to learn by playing. And with this team having the worst run defense in football, well, there's no way it could get worse if you play Chop Robinson. Like, Bradley Chubb has not been good. Yeah, he has 3 sacks, but he has a low pressure rate. He's one of the lowest graded players on the Dolphins defense because when you watch the film, it's not good. Don't let the 3 sack number tell you he's been good because he has not been good. And he was gifted a fumble recovery this week by Bryce Young. Like, if we're going to be honest right now, the Dolphins are sellers at the deadline. Tyreek Hill was probably your best possible trade asset. Fortunately, that knee injury means he was obviously not going to be traded. But I am trading both Jalen Phillips and Bradley Chubb at the NFL trade deadline. If you can find a taker. Which I got to be honest, I don't know if there would be a taker for Bradley Chubb. But you should. You should. Because you're going to cut him after this year. You should at least. And with Jalen Phillips, he's not under contract next year. Are you re-signing him? How can you justify re-signing him after this season, right? Like, so to me, why not trade him and recoup some draft picks, right? That feels like it is. Like, the numbers that we've showed on today's show are hard to comprehend. You could start with the first part, which is just the run defense statistics. That's hard to comprehend. But then you see the snap percentage for the interior defensive line. Why on earth is Jordan Phillips not playing? Why is Chop Robinson not playing? Like, I don't get it. How is this possible? The only explanation is that the Dolphins coaching staff is filled with a bunch of morons who don't know what the heck they're doing. That's the best way I could explain it. Or try to, at least. All right, I'll do it for this episode. Still not over it, man. Just pissed off, dude. Sick and tired of this garbage product we're seeing on the football field. Sick of it. Done. And if you want more honest takes and coverage of the Dolphins season, 365, 24/7, this is the channel for you. Join the family today.